The silence fades into the night. Coyotes sing.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay. If you do not know me, thank you so much for being here today. I saw a picture on Instagram by the user Mel Isabel. She did this really beautiful deep dark warm tone smoky eye with black liner, and she did blue on the top, but she cut it out with a colored liner. As you can kind of see, these lashes are so freaking huge you probably can't even see it, but maybe there. I don't know. But anyway, I do show you the picture that I got the inspiration for this look from in the beginning of the tutorial. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieved this look, then please stay tuned. Alright, so jumping right into it, as I have done in my last few videos, I already have one of my brows done, and I am going to go ahead and prime my eyes using the P. Louise base. I am using the shade Rumor 01, and I am going to take that on just a really stiff, flat concealer brush, and I am going to carve out my brows and then blend it down and cover my entire eyelid. You do not need a whole lot of this stuff because it is very full coverage, and a little bit goes a long way. So for today, I got my inspiration from Mel Isabel on Instagram. This is the photo I am going to recreate. So for the majority of this eye look, I'm going to be using the Morphe Dare to Create palette, also known as the 39A palette. So to start, I'm going to use a mixture of these two shades, and I am going to be picking those two shades up with my Luxie 141 mini round brush. I find it easiest to look down into my mirror to find the spot where I want to put my shadow. So I'm just looking straight down into my mirror, and I'm just going to start placing this shade right into my crease. And as you can see, I am not doing windshield wiper motions. I am just stamping it into the crease. We don't want to blend it out just yet. In the picture, it looks like she has this reddish orange color going all the way into her inner corner. So I am going to bring it all the way down. Once you kind of have the shape you want, just go back in with more product and get the color to the opacity that you want it. A lot of the time when I sit down to film, I make myself a cup of coffee, and then I always forget to drink it while I'm filming because obviously I'm focused on doing this, and it ends up going cold. So BRB while I get caffeinated. So I have yet to use this palette from Wet n Wild, but I have used their shadows before and they are actually really nice. So this is the Wet n Wild Not a Basic Peach palette. That's really cute. And it looks like she has a bit more of like a burnt orangey color in her crease above this reddish. So I'm gonna go in with this color. It's looking a lot darker on camera, but it definitely is kind of like a lighter burnt orange color. So I am gonna load up my Luxie 121 mini tapered brush with that product. Actually, I don't want a whole lot. This has quite a bit of kickback. So I am going to start to blend out that shade with this color. In the picture, she does have her eyeshadow pulled out a bit this way, so I am going to keep in mind that when I'm blending, I want to also be pulling it out this way. And I'm just using really small circular motions. So from there you can see that the red and the orange are blended together, but obviously the outer edge is not very blended. So I'm just going to go in with any clean fluffy brush and start to buff out those edges.
I won't let go until the sunrise. These open highways are calling our name.
Now, I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's a super deep plum color. At first I thought she had a really dark brown on her lid, but now that I look a little bit closer, it does look purple. So I am first just gonna pick that shade up on any round, small round crease brush. And I am going to very lightly place this just below that reddish orange color. This is going to be the shade that is on our lid, so I just want to make sure that we get a little bit of it into the crease and blended so that I can just pack the color onto the lid once that's done and I don't have to worry about blending it out later. Once you have it just placed on, I'm going back in with the very first brush we used, which is the mini round brush. I'm not picking up any product, I'm just gonna blend those two colors together. Once you're happy with the blend, just take that plum shade on any flat shader brush and fill in the rest of the lid. That is the eyeshadow all done. She does have a very thick wing, so that is going to be our next step. So I'm going to be using the NYX Matte Liquid Liner in the shade Black. And since I have hooded eyes, I'm not able to do quite as thick of a line as she has, especially since we're going to be going over top of the black with a colored liner. So I am going to still do a thick wing, but it's not going to be as thick as in that picture.
Now it's time for us to escape. Feel the wind touch our face. Let's take a spin to a foreign place. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Escape to a world we don't.
Okay, so that wing sucks. So I don't have a bright blue liner like she does in the picture, so I am going to be using the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner in the shade Vivid Halo, which is this pastel yellow. And I hope the makeup gods are watching over me, and this will turn out okay. I am going to take most of the product off of the brush so that I don't go in with too much at first. Okay, wish me luck. So that does not look good, but at least the very top line of the yellow liner is fairly straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my black eyeliner and clean up that bottom line because that's where it looks really messy. Actually doesn't look horrible. Yay! Do you see these lashes right now? Holy shit. They are so dramatic. We're gonna try them out. So these are the Dodo lashes in the style D325, and girl, they are crazy. God. They are so thick and so fluffy. Oh my god. They literally cover my whole eyelid. I had to go off camera and trim these lashes and whatnot. So I am going to go ahead and glue these bad boys on, and then I'm going to do the other eye, and we'll come back and do the rest of the face. Wish me luck, because these are freaking huge, and I hope they're not. I hope they look good. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I am back. These lashes are insane. So huge. But that's okay. We are rolling with it. So I am priming my face with the No Problem Primer by Touch in Soul. I used this in my last video and I really like it. As you guys know, I'm not a huge primer person, but My skin's just been really dry, so I need something under my foundation. Especially since I use a matte foundation, I just find if I don't use a primer or a moisturizer or something, my skin is just, it just feels way, way, way too dry throughout the day. I'm gonna let that soak into my skin for just a second while I go wet my beauty blenders. As you guys know, I have been using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I use a mixture of the shade 104.5 Nude Buff and 104 Golden Beige. Oh, I forgot to mention, before I put my primer on, I did use some concealer to carve out the top of my brows so that I don't have to worry about getting foundation on my brows and ruining them. There's already a barrier of like coverage, if that makes sense.
Let's take a spin to a foreign place. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape to a world.
So that is my foundation done. Next for concealer, I'm going in as usual with my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade L1-2 Fair. And then I also picked up this highlighting and sculpting stick from NYX. This is in the shade Caramel Vanilla. So what I do is I use the majority of my Flower Beauty concealer under my eye. And since that concealer is so brightening, this one is a lot more yellow and closer to my skin tone, so I like to use just a little bit of this to darken it a little. Plus I also find that actually my powder looks a lot better when these two concealers are mixed. And I'm just going to blend that out with the other side of my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. So concealer's done, so I'm going to set my face using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair Light. And I'm just setting my under eyes. So now I'm going to use the other side of that highlight and sculpting stick, and I'm going to contour. As I told you guys, I have been wanting to do cream contouring for a very, very long time, and I am kind of in love with how it turned out. So I just do one little line right there, then I do a few more up along my hairline. And I like to just do one side of my face at a time so that I can make sure that it blends really nicely and it doesn't start to set into my skin. And I use the just a wet beauty blender to blend it out. So you just tap over it. Then if I just feel like it's not blending as well as I would like it to, I'll just switch over to like the butt end and go over it with that side. Because there's no product on that side. Yeah, I think that looks really, really good. Usually when I do bronzing or any sort of contouring, it's always very cool toned. And I think that with my specific skin tone, I need to go more warm, I've found. Now that I have it contoured, I am going to set the contour with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm using my Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush. So I like to do this just because, obviously, since we just cream contoured, it might slide around a lot easier throughout the day. So this is, one, going to set that contour, but it's also going to help blend it out just a little bit further. So I just like to kind of go around the edges of it and just kind of help blur it and blend it out just a little bit further. Next, we're going in with blush. I am using my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Feisty, and I'm taking that on my Moda Beauty big ass blush brush. I've been going a little bit more heavy with my blush lately, and I really, really like how it looks. I think it just makes me look a bit fresher, more awake, I guess. For highlight, I'm going to go in with my Cover FX Perfector Face Palette, and I'm taking this brightener shade right here, and I'm taking that on my Morphe M501 brush and just placing that where you highlight, on the high points of your face. I'm also just going to take any sort of small flat brush and take that brightener shade and highlight my brow bone and my inner corner. Now for the lower lash line, it does look like she has some blue shadow to match that blue eyeliner on her lid. So what I'm going to do is use yellow to match the yellow liner on my lid. But before I do that yellow, I am going to line my waterline with just some black liner. And then I'm also going to tightline with it. Now I'm just going to take any really stiff flat brush and I'm going to kind of blend that eyeliner out into the lower lash line just a bit, just to smudge it out. For the yellow shade, I of course am going to use the Sugar Pill Single Eyeshadow in Buttercup Cake, which is the brightest, most amazing yellow in the world. Lastly, for lower lash mascara, I am using the Voluminous Million Lashes Mascara. For lips, I'm going to be going in with the Ultra Liquid Lipstick in the shade Verona. It's just a really nice, deep taupe nude. And lastly, to finish off the face, I'm gonna set my makeup using the NYX Dewy Skin Finish. Dewy Finish, not Skin Finish. Alrighty, you guys, so this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would love it if you left a like or a comment, and especially if you subscribed, I would absolutely love to have you. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye! Mwah.